Alright, let's do this. I really wanted to make this video to tell you, well, multiple things, a lot of things actually. But I wanted to get a point across really quick. And I personally might make a review of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But for right now, I want to say this. As of currently, my recommendation is to not buy the game. Save your money. Do not buy Black Ops Cold War unless you intend to spend, unless you are just the most try-hard of players and you enjoy broken games. That's the point. I wanted to talk about how bad Cold War was, and also talk about how good Beyond Light is, and Minecraft. And I'm not going to talk about the future of the channel because I've done too many of those recently. But Minecraft has... I have a really weird relationship with Minecraft because I love the game. It's my favorite game. But when I say Minecraft's my favorite game of all time, take that as Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition is my favorite game of all time. Bedrock, however, is not. Bedrock is not my favorite game of all time. It is actually quite far down the list. And that's coming from a map maker. Yes, I'm a map maker, if you didn't know that. I make maps for Minecraft, and in Bedrock, there's command blocks, which is crazy. And as a map maker, I should be incredibly ecstatic, and I am. But it just pains me that the only way I can use command blocks is if I play a worse version of the game. And that goes the same with Black Ops Cold War. Why would I be playing this when I could... Well, when I get my PS5, when I can actually find one that's not, like, out of freaking stock, then I can go back and play old games, and hopefully I can play the old Call of Duties, because then I can actually have fun. And honestly, it's not that. I'd rather personally play World War II than this game. I'd rather play Black Ops 4 multiplayer than this game. Save your money is really the point I'm trying to get across to you guys. If you want a Call of Duty that's fun, by all means, just buy World War II. It's made by a great development studio who, and don't get me wrong, and yes, I'm a World War II fanboy, but I will admit, when the game launched, it was garbage. When World War II launched, it was pretty bad. But that's the difference. World War II, when it launched, was a bad game. This game, at launch, was a bad game and a broken game. It pains me to say this. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, right now, as of today, World War II is personally one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. And in my opinion, one of the best Call of Duties, because Sledgehammer listened to their community. When the game was bad, they made it good and fun and better. Infinity Ward and Treyarch, well, Infinity Ward didn't do that with Modern Warfare, and we know for a fact that it's not really going to even affect this game because it's already in a freaking pothole of trash, so there's no way that I can get better than this. Well, I can get better, I just can't get to the point where it's a great game that I'd recommend buying. And by the way, I'm going to be the first person to say this, but you might actually agree with me when I kind of tell you what's happening. I want supply drops. I really do. The World War II system, and especially the Modern Warfare Remastered system, would work perfectly. We already have weapon variants, so why not just go ahead and do the World War II system, or even the Infinite Warfare system of supply drops. That way you can get content and DLC weapons really easily. The seasonal system, however, is bad. Free content is, well, let me say this. As a whole, free content is always good. But in Call of Duty, free content is horrible. You know why? Because it's not free content. It's not. You know what it is? The reason we're getting free content from a Call of Duty game is because that free content should have been there at launch. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War launched with half the game gone. You know why? Not because of coronavirus, because look at Beyond Light. Beyond Light launched a full game, a full expansion that's actually worth buying. Look at this game. Half the game's gone. It's crazy, isn't it? Because they're taking that stuff away just to give it right back and say, oh yeah, here's free content. And NerfStudios, one of the only Call of Duty YouTubers that I think is personally good, actually the only Call of Duty YouTuber that I think is personally good, said this, and this I will never forget this. Back in the day, with games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, stuff like that, we would get a full cake. And then extra DLC content would be icing on the cake. But now, these newer Call of Duties, we're getting what seems to be a little half of the cake, and all this free content that we're getting is just building up the cake that we should have had at the start. You know, I just had my birthday party not long ago, and if I would have gotten a cake that was split in half, and then a few weeks later, we're like, you know, my family was like, oh, here we go, here's another little slice of the cake that you can have, and then a few weeks later, here's another slice of the cake, I would have been pretty disappointed. And instead, what I got was a full cake for my birthday. That was great. I loved it. It was awesome. Now, I know a birthday and a freaking Call of Duty is a kind of different subject. But not really when you think about it. And by the way, the gameplay that you're seeing right here is my first exfil. It goes from 1 kill to me having not enough time left to actually get the last kill. The zombies spawned in with less than 3 seconds. And by the way, I don't know if this is intentional game design, but I think the reason I didn't get the kill was because I was not in the exfil site. If that was the case, it's still horrible. The zombie spawned so far away to the point where I'd still have less than like 5 seconds left. The game's broken. The game is truly, truly broken. Even going back to NerfStudios, he released a bunch of videos talking about the game being broken with not only weapon balance, not only score streak balance, not only balance in general, but 8 maps. You know, in Black Ops 1 and stuff like that, all the old Call of Duties, we used to get 16 maps. And they literally cut it in half because we're getting free content. I would rather pay to get DLC maps than just simply getting the maps we should have had at launch. Because that way I'm getting more stuff than what I already had. And I don't care about all this coronavirus stuff. You can say, oh, the game's bad just because of coronavirus. No. Look at Modern Warfare 2019. That game was even worse than Black Ops Cold War. And still is. It's personally, I think it's one of the worst games I've ever played. And one of the worst games out there right now. Not as bad as Fortnite, obviously, but still, it's pretty low. And that game was launched before coronavirus. And it still didn't have that many maps. And look at World War II. It had 9. 6v6 maps. And obviously the game did get better. And as of right now, as I said, I think it's a great game. Everything from the realistic movement to the lack of content to even stuff like, dare I say, I know this is going to trigger some people, but the non-simplicity of game. When I heard about a true to life Call of Duty game, a Call of Duty game that was supposed to make all of us so nostalgic, it's supposed to be just like the old days. That was what Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War was kind of marketed to. The game's nothing like an old Call of Duty. The game's nothing like a Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare. The game's nothing like what I want to play, nothing that what I am going to play, and it's just so sad, man. It really is. Call of Duty, mark my words, in 10, maybe even less than 10 years, probably even 5 years, but we're just gonna cut it clean. In 10 years, Call of Duty will be basically dead. All the Call of Duty fanboys and people that just want the game because they need to experience the game, including myself, I just wanted to buy the game not because I wanted it, but because I did want it, obviously, because I wouldn't have bought the game if I didn't want it, but because I thought I would have gotten a lot more, and I thought maybe they could pull through, even with the realism, maybe they could have done something to make the game fun. Who knows? Obviously, that's not the case, but maybe they could have. They could have. So, if you are planning to buy the game as a casual player, as someone who is going to invest time into the game, but not like super competitive. They just want a casual game, maybe that, you and a friend or something can just play or whatever. Just a casual game that you're not super, competitive about. Don't buy it. The games are sweaty. And by the way, I played less than 10 matches of multiplayer, and I'm already burnt out. Let me go back to a game really quick that I know some people don't like me talking about, but I don't really care about your opinion, because I think it's one of the best games. Actually, it's kind of a weird situation. Destiny 2. Look at Beyond Light. It launched a few days next to Cold War. And man, I thought Bungie's really going to suffer from Cold War coming out and just the whole situation right now. The game's going to come out buggy. The game's going to come out unpolished, unfinished. And it's going to not have a huge player base because of Cold War. But Bungie, I don't know if you know this, but Bungie is actually a good game developer. Or development studio. And Bungie also released a full game, or a full expansion at launch. And you know what? They had to redo some stuff, because at the beginning they were planning for Destiny 3, but they decided to switch it to just, adding on to Destiny 2. And they had to do so much stuff. That game was packed. The expansion was packed. And for an expansion, it does more, or at least the same amount of stuff as Cold War. And that's an expansion with multiple seasons coming down the line. With Season of the Hunt beginning pretty soon, actually. Wait, what? That starts... Actually, it starts today. So, I didn't even know that, to be completely honest. So, I'm most likely going to be playing that, because... And by the way, if you're wondering why there's Minecraft gameplay... Minecraft is also broken today. I wanted to work on one of my maps that I haven't worked on for a while because I haven't been playing Bedrock. But I decided to hop on to maybe play some, or work on one of my maps. And I couldn't do it. The game was broken. So, I'm going to say this. Alright, I want to have a separate rant video. A scripted rant video talking about Minecraft Bedrock and Cold War and everything like that. All kind of separate videos talking about them. But right now, I just want to say this. Don't buy Cold War. I beg you to not buy Cold War. Instead, try out Destiny. It's a free game, so if you kind of enjoy what you're playing, you can buy the expansions. Forsaken, I think, is like dirt cheap, if not free. Shadowkeep is also pretty cheap, and Beyond Light is worth it. You're getting the same amount of content, if not more, than Black Ops Cold War. And it's fun, believe it or not. And by the way, I see a lot of like stuff like IGN and all that saying, "Oh, the Beyond Light's bad because of sunsetting," and like the DCV. If you still need to get Sleeper Simulant or what freaking Polaris Lance or something, you probably aren't the best of players if you still need that kind of stuff. And by the way, the Destiny Content Vault I'm actually quite happy with because now load times are instant almost. Load times back in Destiny 1 were horrible. And now they're literally less than like what, maybe 5 seconds, less than 10 seconds, and then you get into whatever you're doing. It's nuts. I don't have enough time to invite one of my friends to a party before one of my PvP matches starts. I don't have enough time to switch out my armor and weapon. Maybe I don't want to use my PvE gear in PvP, so I switch my armor and then the game, right as soon as I'm done, instantly starts. That's how quick it is now. Cold War, it takes like half a year just to get into a freaking D Machina match. The games, just don't buy it. Please, do not buy it. If you're someone that liked Modern Warfare and liked sweating your balls off every second of the game, go ahead. It's your money. Buy what you want. But if you want a polished game that is actually worth playing, I would stray away from Cold War. If you want a game that's actually fun, get Beyond Light. Get Destiny. That's what you want to play. But I'm going to stop ranting. Cold War sucks. Beyond Light is incredible. Blew me away. That's what you should be playing. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Most likely I'm going to be playing more Battle and Beyond Light. So, yeah, stay tuned.